Shabbat shalom. Welcome to our Friday night service. If you're joining us by live stream, if you're on YouTube or Facebook, you can feel free to log off of that and actually join us in the Zoom room. You can find that link on our website. And we'd love to just get to see your faces. For those of you who are here, it's great to share Shabbat with you and from our living rooms to yours to be joining in our Shabbat service. We're using the Siddur Lev Shalem this evening, and we'll continue on page 23 with Lecha Dodi. We'll do the first verse, and then when we get to the last verse on page 25, we'll rise and face the entrance of whatever room you're sitting in.
So sing early, sing often. You know this melody because I don't change it for fusion very often. Let's see. We're going to continue on page 39 with Baruch Hu, with this more beautiful melody written by Hazan Stein. continue silently a little bit until we get to the bottom of that page, which is 39A, I think. Baruch atah Adonai Hamariva Ravim. We turn to page 40 for Ahavat Olam. Please join in singing this melody as we surround the Shema in love. Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Ahavta Amcha Ahavta Torah umitzvot Ukim umishpatim Otanu limadeta Otanu limadeta Al Kain Adonai Eloheinu v'shukmeinu U'kumeinu nasiach b'chukecha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha U'b'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed Ki hem chayenu Georech yameinu Uvahem nege yomam v'layla Nege yomam v'layla Be'ahavatcha al tasir Mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev amo Yisrael Ohev amo Yisrael.
We'll take a deep breath and continue with the Shema. We'll close our eyes and join together, page 41.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha B'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meotecha Ve'hayu hadevarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha v'derech u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha Ukshartam le'od al yadecha v'hayu letotafot beinenecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. We continue silently, top of page 42. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם בארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, Adonai Elohechem Emet.
We'll continue on page 44, just as the Israelites crossed the sea and sang together, Mi Chamocha, so will we, page 44, Mi Chamocha.
Mi Chamocha Ba'elim Adonai, Mi Kamocha Nedar B'Kodesh, Nora Tehilot, Osei Felet. Who is like you? Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? When Moses and the children crossed the sea, they sang to you with songs of joy. Who is like you, Adonai? Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'Kodesh, Nora tehilot, Osei Felet. So coming up next is actually Hashkivenu, which is a prayer of protection that we say before we go to sleep. And this particular version is by Debbie Friedman. And it's been a while since we've done it. And I hope you'll sing with me. You may remember it from our Debbie Friedman service. And I really want to invite you just to lie if you don't really know the melody or the words, or you're afraid. Just don't be afraid. That's what I'm saying. Just sing out, because that's what Hashkivenu is about. Don't be afraid. Feel sheltered in God's wings.
was really beautiful. Hazan Mimi, thank you for bringing that tune back to us. So the parsha that we're reading this week delves into the laws that we received at Sinai last week, in the portion last week. And there's really nothing more Jewish than interpreting laws from the Torah based on weird grammatical occurrences. So I thought we'd give it a try tonight for those of you who are on Zoom, to kind of get in the mindset of the rabbis and understand, based on these weird grammatical occurrences, what the law is teaching us. So listen very closely to this verse from the Parsha, and then I'll ask you afterwards to give us your interpretation, those of you on Zoom. And if you're on the live stream, you can log off and sign into Zoom, and then you can participate with us that way too. So here's the verse. You all, plural, you all shall not mistreat any widow or orphan. If you, singular, you, do mistreat them. For if they cry out to me, I will surely hear their cry. My wrath shall burn, and I will kill you all, plural, you all, with the sword, and your wives shall be widows and your children orphans. This is a famous declaration that teaches us a central Jewish value. We have to respect all people, including the most vulnerable, not just widows and orphans who are mentioned here in this verse, but really can be expanded to anyone who needs some extra care and gentleness. But here's the grammatical oddity that I tried to emphasize for you in my English translation. The first verse, you shall not mistreat, uses you in the plural. Then the second verse, if you do mistreat them, uses you in the singular. And then the third verse, I will kill you, the punishment, this is what will happen to you, returns to you in the plural. So here's where I want you to tell me what it means. If you're on Zoom with us, you can either raise your hand just like this, you can press the raise your hand button, you can unmute yourself. Tell me what you think it means. What's your interpretation of these grammar changes? And I'm going to try to scroll through to see if I see anyone raising a hand. Clarissa, all right, unmute yourself.
So what I think it is that, well, it can easily be interpreted as if one person does it, everyone gets hurt. What I'm thinking of it as is if one person is mistreating these people, then, they're either a product of their society, so their entire society is screwed up, and they're influencing this bad thing and they're being influenced by this bad thing in their society, or they're the person influencing it. But either way, their entire society technically has screwed up, because it's very likely that most, if not all, people in the place where they live or in the general area have also done something wrong, just like that, or will eventually.
I like that. So Clarissa's idea is that people are all a product of our society. And you're born into a world that teaches you values and teaches you how to live. And what if you're born into a world, into a society that teaches you the wrong values? It's not just you maybe who's responsible, but it's everyone around you. Bob and Tori, were you trying to unmute and share something earlier? Oh, you unmuted, but I think you got frozen maybe. Was there anyone else? I'll scroll. Oh, Zisel, just Zisel, you're going to have to make sure that your audio is yeah, go ahead.
Yes. I like what Clarissa said, but let's take the hoods of the big cities. The environment in which the kids grow up is terrible. They witness and live in the midst of crime all the time. However, there are those who they're fall prey of the environment, and there are others who rise above that. Others who somehow, maybe their training that they get at home, maybe going to church, because that's very, very common. I don't know, but not everyone in a foul environment but goes into a foul life.
It's a good point. So maybe we can't hold a whole society responsible, perhaps, right? People make their own individual choices, definitely. Bob and Tori, I don't know if you were trying earlier, if your internet is working a little better now.
Can you hear us now?
Yes.
Cool. What I said earlier was I had something somewhat interesting to say, but Clarissa's was considerably more brilliant than whatever I had to say, so I defer to her.
Okay, sounds good. I don't think I missed anyone as we were going through, if anyone had their hand up that I missed. So I'll give you one interpretation from a medieval biblical commentator named Ibn Ezra, though you'll have to decide for yourself if you like his or if you like Clarissa's, because they're both pretty good. So Ibn Ezra writes that the grammar in these three verses teaches us about collective responsibility, right? Not so different from what Clarissa said. And he said, if I see somebody mistreating a widow, an orphan, another vulnerable person, and I do nothing to stop it, I myself am counted as one who mistreated the person. That final verse containing the punishment is written in the plural because even if one person mistreats a vulnerable person, anyone who didn't intervene is guilty and deserving of punishment. And that collective responsibility should hold us all accountable, right? We walk through the world, we're often witnesses to unjust interactions between people, and it can be really difficult to stand up and demand justice. It's absolutely difficult. We can easily start thinking to ourselves, oh, stopping that mistreatment, it's really someone else's responsibility. There were 10 people standing around. Why does it have to be on me? It's easy to think maybe I don't have the authority to step in. I'm just a person here, which isn't there someone in charge who can step in? And I think Ibn Ezra's challenge to us, and I think we hear this in Clarissa's brilliant response too, is that we have to challenge ourselves. Even when it's hard, even when we worry whether we have the authority or not, we do. And we have to challenge ourselves to keep this teaching in mind, that when we are bystanders, ultimately, in the end, we are culpable. We're going to continue our service now with the Shamru. We're on page 46.
Continue, same page, bottom paragraph, Chatzi Kaddish. Yitkada v'yitkada shemei rabab ve'amad yivrach hirutei v'yamlich machutei b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei b'chol beit Yisrael. B'yit ba'ar, b'yit romam, b'yit naseh, b'yit hadar, b'yit aleh, b'yit halal, shemedi kudisha berichu, le'elah min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma, b'meru, amen.
We'll invite you to rise as we join together in the first 6 words of the Amidah on page 47, and then we'll give you a few minutes to pray on your own. The Amidah continues from page 47 through page 52. Go at your own pace. Feel free to pray in the Hebrew, in the English, or whatever prayers are in your heart, and we'll join together for those first 6 words.
Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha, Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha, Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Adonai Sfatai Tiftach. Say shalom, oh say shalom, oh say shalom b'Rama, oh say shalom, oh say shalom, oh say shalom b'Rama.
We'll join together now in a prayer for healing, because we know that so many of us are in need of healing these days, whether it's the people who are in need of healing from COVID-19, if you're in need of healing from some other illness, if you could use a little bit of healing emotionally or spiritually, whatever it is, we're in this with you, and we're going to join together now in Rifa'enu or Mishaberach, whichever Chazan Mimi chooses to do.
Rifa'enu Adonai B'nei Rapha. God, only you can bring true healing, and so we pray. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei Golei Amo Yisrael. Blessed are you, Shekhinah, restores our loved ones, heal our people speedily in our days, and let us say Amen.
We rise for Aleinu, page 56.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'tet gedula le'otzer breshit, shelo asanu ki goyei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu kechol hamonam, va'anachnu koreim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. We continue silently. Shaunot hashamayim v'yoser ha'aretz. Kakatu b'toratecha, Adonai himloch le'olam va'ed, v'nemar v'haya Adonai le'melech al kol ha'aretz, v'yom hahu yiyeh Adonai echad, U'shemo echad.
As we turn to the mourner's Kaddish, we are lovingly remembering the following yahrzeits this week: Lulu Abed, Irving Gold, Dolores Klein, Elise Klein, Henry Moss, Morris Posnick, Gerald Silver, Louis Block, Fred Cutt Goodrich, Fred Gottfert, Esther Kurtzman, Sarah May Lasky, Marion Lavin, Frank Lipkin, Evelyn Rosenzweig, Bruce Saltzman, Robert Siebner, Samuel Stone, Sarah Topi, Evelyn Visselman, Anna Weiss, David Welsh, Brooke Alexander, Stanley Alperin, Maria Altman, Maxine Bussell, Devorah Kubotara, Sally Hursk, Marilyn Jussim, Jules Kyrie, Louis Miller, Bernard Shine, Gertrude Spasser, Oscar Albert, Harry Goldenberg, Morris Halfone, Ernest Klein, Harris Craneman, Donald Nadler, Valerie Rosenbaum, Doris Tabachnik, Mary Aronoff, Harry Braverman, Leah Shiot, Ann Gerner, Jean Jacobs, Phyllis Licht, Yolanda Mariah, Peter Rosenbaum, Sydney Siegel, Sydney Shadovitz, Isaac Silverberg, Kurt Bender, Louis Freiheit, Samuel Eisen, Josephine Landau, Louis Levy, Jack Licht, Selma Lubin, Florence Mond, Irene Albright, Ruth Padua, Ferengis Razbania, Lou Ross, Sydney Rosansky, Stanley Schwartzberg, Sarah Sklar, Harleen Elkins, Debbie Frank, King Levin, Zulema Resnick, Claire Riemann, Dorothy Rose, Evelyn Rosen, Leroy Ross, Stephanie Sesser, Marion Snitkoff, Elaine Spiegel, David Titus, Lou Zinnemann, Sanford Zinn, and Meyer Zuckerman. For anyone who is in a period of mourning or is reciting Kaddish, you can join with us. We're on page 58. We'll invite you to rise, and if you'd like, you can actually unmute yourself, and my video will be spotlighted so that you won't be seen on the live stream, but you can unmute yourself so that we can hear your voice as you join with us in the words of Kaddish, page 58. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'ala tivra kirutei v'yamtiv malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei t'chol beit Yisrael, v'avala u'vizman kariv v'yivru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach v'alam v'alei almayna. Yitbarach v'yitabach v'yitma'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh. Yithadar, Yit'aleh, Yit'halal, Shmei D'Kudshah, Ve'elah, Minho, B'chata, B'shirata, B'chata, B'tetemata, Ta'amiran, Be'ama, B'imru, Amen. Yehei Shlama, Rabba, B'Yishmaya, B'chaim, Aleinu, Ta'al Kol Yisrael, B'imru, Amen. Oseh Shalom, B'Ramav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu, Ta'al Kol Yisrael, B'imru, Amen. We have some announcements for you this evening. So tomorrow morning, please join us for our virtual Shabbat morning service. But keep in mind, it is our pulpit exchange service with Shomrei Torah, so you'll need to sign on a half hour earlier than usual. It's at 10 a.m. instead of 10:30. We also will not be streaming the service on our YouTube channel or using our regular Zoom room. So you should head over to sbslive.org, where we'll join in Shomrei Torah's Zoom room during services or watch their live stream. Next Friday night, we look forward to a very special Shabbat service with our friends at Congregation B'nai Israel of Tustin. We're still finalizing the details, so pay attention to the Pulse and your Shabbat emails next week for any possible changes. This Monday, in observance of President's Day, our office will be closed, but Chazan Mimi, of course, she'll be conducting Minyan at 7:15 on Zoom, so you don't have to worry about that. Purim is just 2 weeks away. Can you believe it? Join us February 25th for what we're calling Purim 2021, a very 2020 Purim. You should have received emails about sending stimulus packages, our very 2020 name for Mishloach Manot. Please participate in this important mitzvah and fundraiser after Shabbat. You can find all the information you need at templealiyah.org/Purim. There's an early bird discount and it ends Monday, so keep that in mind. Please check out our website for some fun events coming up, including the Community Wisdom Education Series, a new round of Scholar Stream classes for those of you who've been enjoying those, plus events for Chai and Sababa and teen groups, and there's so much going on. You'll find it all on our website. Most importantly, we want you to know that we're here for you. Our staff is continuing to work from home to be safe, but the best way to contact us is by email. You can find all of our emails on the website, clergy, staff. We want to be in touch with you. Please let us know by email if you're in need of any assistance during this very challenging time. We will join together now in Adon Olam. Chazan Mimi will lead us to conclude our service.
Okay, so everybody, it is time to remember what month we're in, which is Adar, right? So you probably know this melody. It is Rosh Chodesh Adar, so we have to have a little bit of fun. So please join with me. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol Yitzir ira. Havanarisha, rush, rush, rush. Havanarisha, rush, rush, rush. Havanarisha, rush, rush, rush. Bara ashani. Shabbat shalom, everybody. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Hey,
Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat,
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat
Shabbat
shalom.
shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Hey,
Shabbat shalom.
hey.
Shabbat, 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 Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Good Shabbos. Queen
Shabbat
Shabbat.
shalom.